Hi, parents, how are you? Thanks for coming today. I thought I would have a talk with you about motivation. I was asking my kids how they felt about the coronavirus and how awesome it is to have to do school from home. And they honestly said it sucks and that they don't like it and they miss their friends. So my oldest said, you know what? I don't like it, but I'm doing it because I have to. And my youngest said, I'm doing it because I can either get credit or not get credit, and I need credit so I can move on to high school. So, those are two good reasons. Let's see. I think it's important to have a talk about motivation for your kids. I am so impressed with my class this year. I feel like their motivation is that they still want to learn. We've had nice talks about still being a lifelong learner. And that is not something that kids grow up just knowing. It's not instinctive. It's something that has to be taught. So talking about goals and thinking about what you want to do when you grow up a little bit at a time, nothing too stressful, but making sure you learn something new every day and maybe even have it be learning that is related to what you love. Those are things that will inspire you to want to be the best you can be. I've met a lot of people, in 48 years, and I'm always intrigued by people that are goal achievers, goal setters, and achievers. And you know what? This school at home is, it's not our favorite thing. But in order to get to our next milestone, we have to keep persevering. So these talks with your kids are very important. I've heard people say that they don't have any goals, and that kind of just shocks me a little bit because that is what you want to do as a human. What do you want to do on this earth that makes you feel special about the time you've been here? If you don't even think like that, then maybe life will kind of just go day by day and and you won't make a big difference or I don't know. I just feel like you're not really connected to anything special when you don't become a goal setter and achiever. So really have talks about that. Also, you might want to be thinking about what goals you have for your kids. Do you want your kids to go to college? Do you want to start talking about that with them so you plant a seed early? Because it is an important thing that they better themselves and go on to the kind of schooling that gets them the job they really want. There are a lot of jobs out there that kids might like, but they just simply don't pay the bills. So to find something that fills you with joy every day, that's something to talk about with your kids because they get it in their mind early if they have to reach a goal. And I know my kids are going to go to college or they're going to do something that makes them happy because I know that that's what I've been talking to them about. And sometimes the future is scary, but if you help them make those transitions a little at a time and you have these conversations, by the time they are that next age that seems a little scary, it won't be so nerve-wracking to them because you've talked about it. But don't not talk about things. Man, have conversations like crazy whenever you get a chance. In the car is a great time to talk to your teenagers. For some reason, the phone isn't out as much. And they usually are thinking about, becoming a driver themselves and being aware of the road. So, have some talks with your kids in the car before you drop them off to a friend's house. You can pull over to the side next to the sidewalk and have a nice conversation. And we have to fit in these conversations wherever we can. I think I'm mostly talking about older kids on that one, but honestly, parents, start putting a bug in your kid's head about setting goals and being an achiever. And then making sure that they go up to the next step. You know, my little first grader, their next step is to become a second grader. And then those kids are just going to keep going up and up and up, right? So I think another important talk to have with your kids is that nothing is just given to you. You actually have to work for things. I think there's been a generation in between my age range and my kids' age range that just think that there's going to be an easy button you can press and then magically you'll make money. Or that saving money is really easy or something. It's not. It's a lot of work and it takes time, and you have to be able to not spend your money to save up for a car. It takes money to do a lot of things. You know, if they have favorite clothes they want to wear, where does my money come from when I get my kids new clothes? They need to have those talks and know that it costs money and that it's not cheap. So communicating with your kids is a really big deal. And then because you've had these talks with them, motivation is a little bit easier, you know? Yeah, this distance learning stuff at school, at home really does, suck. But I won't use that term with a first grader. I'll say, yeah, no, I don't really like it either. But you're learning. You're learning something new every day. You're making your teacher proud. You're making me very proud. And you're making your brain grow a little bit bigger. So that's a good reason to keep doing it. Why is it important to write nicely? Well, because your next year's teacher is going to want you to have nice writing. How is it going to benefit you in the future if you have nice writing? If you have these talks with your kids, like break down the things that is hard for them, like maybe the math, they're not really excited about the math, but why do we need our math skills? Why do we need to remember our multiplication facts? Well, you're going to need them when you get older. I use so many math facts as an adult. Looking at my bank statement, and being able to pay bills. I use math skills all the time. I use measurement math skills in the kitchen every day. So if you just keep talking to your kids and having these conversations, it helps them realize what kind of kid they want to be. They want to be like you. And, be somebody who says, hey, you're going to college. I want the best for you. Or if you find a trade that's very amazing, like maybe you want to be a chef, maybe you're very good at cooking, well, then you should go to chef school, become a chef. And really, really kind of get those little ideas in their head, because then they can build from those ideas, and then they know that just high school graduation is not the end for them. No. There are other things they could be doing. And you want the positive things that you say to really stick in their head. And they can do it. They need to know that you believe in them. All right. Don't forget hugs and kisses and praise when they're doing good. Because if you catch them being good, they're going to want to please you again. And hopefully it doesn't require monetary things like buying them a toy or something. You just want them to be self-motivated whenever possible, but catching them being good. And then also asking them, so how do you think you did on this assignment? Oh, you did? You did your very best? Let me see it. Oh, this is amazing. And then to point out something you especially like. Maybe you like their writing, it's neat especially. Or maybe if they wrote a paragraph and there's a sentence in there with excellent detail, or it's a great example of a time that was silly. You just push that envelope and share what you're excited about, and they'll keep doing it because they love pleasing you. Okay, motivation. I think it starts with communication from parents, because then they want to build their own ladder. And not all the steps will be perfectly fun, and some of them are boring, but they know that's what they have to do to get to that next milestone, okay? All right, I hope that helps a little bit. I don't know if it was a real good tip, but that communication piece means so much, because then it makes them think, What's next for me? What's my next thing? And we want them to think like that. Because one day one of your kids might be the next president of the United States. And they don't get like that all by themselves. They have to have people that believe in them. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Have a great day, you guys. Keep coming back. Bye.